Calling safety parks and standing by.
BK5, Lima Alpha, BK5.
So I've been in Cairns now for 2.5 weeks, roughly, just over 2 weeks. And it's been really cool. It's a really awesome place. The weather's been beautiful. We've had not very much rain at all, which has been great. The people are super friendly. The architecture and the beaches, well, maybe not so much the beaches, but the coastline at least is pretty awesome. I got my amateur radio license back in 2019 in Scotland, and that was inspired by my friend Craig, who has had his license since he was a young teenager, I believe, and it was his dad who got him into amateur radio from there. Craig had taken me to a special event station for the Ayrshire Girl Guides, I believe it was, where they do a station where it's to try and get younger people into the hobby. And the call sign, I believe, was GB5AG. We were at Auchincruive, and we got to set up the equipment, use the radio, and make some pretty cool contacts around the world.
Next time, anyone else please? Mike 0XXT listening. I heard a Golf Bravo 5. I seem to have the occasional technical issue with my audio. I'm really sorry about that. Just say again, please. Got it. GB5AG. Yeah, fine. So it's Callum here. What's your name? Yeah, I just need your name. Name. Wonder what that... Yeah, I've got you. It's just my audio. See, it sounds like there's a carrier and that my filter is knocking the carrier down. But I got a funny feeling it's not the carrier. It might be my Skype. I don't know. I'm working on it as I type. Okay, well, you're in the log anyway, Michael, and something about, I think you're in the islands of Scotland somewhere, but I'm not going to hold it on that one, all right? So it's lovely to put you in the log anyway. GB5AG, Special Event Station, M0XXT, over.
And from there, got my own radio, set up my own antenna at my house, made some amazing contacts, started partaking in a couple of other events, like the Lighthouse Weekend was amazing, really exciting time there. And then eventually I kind of faded away from the hobby. After a while it was less of a focus on my life due to some other commitments, and such my life changed. And so here we are now in Australia on a working holiday visa. We flew into Melbourne, we're now in Cairns. I thought, why not see if there's any radio amateurs around here? And so I found the Cairns Amateur Radio Club, which is run by a guy called Steve. At the moment he's the chairman, and a bunch of other guys who I was fortunate enough to meet as they invited me down to one of their club meetings. What a great bunch of guys, very inclusive. It was lovely to see how they operated in their club and the different things that they do, different sides of the hobby that they all enjoy. And so after talking to some of the guys, they had a couple of events coming up. One of those being the Lighthouse Weekend, funnily enough, which I had taken part in back home. And also after speaking to Bob, which his call sign is VK4BOB, they were looking at doing a Parks on the Air activation and very kindly invited me down to join them with the activation. I was really fortunate to be able to use my call sign from home in Australia, as I believe some of the rules have changed over the past couple of years. This means that I don't need to have my own call sign in Australia for I think at least 90 days and that means I can use my home call sign with the VK4 or the VK prefix in front of it, which is exciting because I thought I would be only able to be a shortwave listener. So it's been really exciting to be able to partake in some radio activity. After a few emails back and forth with Bob and a couple of text messages, we made arrangements to head down to Cape Tribulation, which is one of the national parks on the Great Barrier Reef. It's where I believe the Daintree Forest meets the Great Barrier Reef, wedged between two national parks. So I headed down to meet Bob at 8 AM, and on the way down we picked up Ben and we headed all the way down. I think it was like probably around about 1 hour drive down there, and what a drive it was. It's the first time I've ever had the opportunity to see proper rainforest. In order to get to Cape Tribulation you need to cross a ferry, and so it's a very, very short crossing, I think about 10 minutes or so to get across, and then we drove about 30 or 40 minutes down to the activation point.
Oh, I know why it stopped playing up, because I've got a link to my router, the little modem I've got sitting in the back pocket there. I've got the data antenna on the front. The remote board. Oh, that's probably what they're talking about.
Cold as bloody charity too.
Eh?
Rainforest is just massive.
Yeah. So you don't think there's any crocs in here then?
No.
How'd that come out?
Yeah, good. I'm just going to get a little video of it as well. The antenna that we were using at the activation was one of Bob's antennas, which is a very, very straightforward piece of equipment, and I think for any other amateurs out there, using something simple, lightweight and easy to set up is very key to a park or a portable activation. And so what Bob had created was a simple fly screen ground plane and a telescopic whip, which I think was just a very cheaply manufactured metal whip with a stand underneath it, and it worked really, really well. We arrived, I think, down there late morning. We were operating on the radio for a couple of hours. We managed to get our 10 contacts each. Part of the park's on the air activation, which is something I've never done, but I think on the scale of things there's can't be many more exciting parks than that to be on the edge of the Great Barrier Reef.
Usually, because it's not uncommon.
There's a park.
Don't think I've ever fucking...
Charlie, India,
Kilo Golf 5 again.
Kilo Golf 5, Charlie, India, Kilo.
Roger, Kilo Golf 5, Charlie India Kilo. Victor Kilo 4, Bravo, Oscar Bravo, on the same equipment that you spoke with Mike a little bit earlier on with the Scottish call sign. Kilo Golf 5, Charlie India Kilo, Victor Kilo 4, Bravo, Oscar Bravo, portable.
QSL, Kilo Golf, to be there, keep safe. VK4 BOB, VK2 EXA.
VK2 EXA, VK4 BOB. Thanks, Greg. And if I didn't give you the parks number, if you're collecting them, VKFF 0575. All the best, mate. 73 and 44. Thanks for the contact.
QSL, thank you for the info. Have a great day.
Same to you. See you later. QRZ, this is Victor Kilo 4, Bravo Oscar Bravo Portable from Parks number 0575, over.
Kilo 4, Mike, Uniform Alpha, Romeo.
VK4 MUD, VK4 BOB, good afternoon. I'll give you a signal report next, over.
From Cape Tribulation Beach in far North Queensland. This is a Victor Kilo 4, the Yankee Tango, calling CP Parks and standing by.
VK5 Lima Alpha, VK5 L3 Triple B.
So the VK5 Lima Alpha, stand by Triple B. VK5 LA, go ahead.
VK4 Yankee Tango, VK5 LA. G'day Ben, you're about a 5 and 5, 55, and my name is Andy, QSL.
Yeah, QSL on the 5 and 5, 55 there, Andy. You're a great signal here. I'm going to give you a 5 and 5 as well, 55, back to you.
Roger mate, no worries. You're actually the second person I've worked in.
I think for me in amateur radio, I'm going to enjoy what it's like on this side of the world. As back in Scotland, you, I guess in a way, are very fortunate to have a lot of Europe at your disposal. But out in Australia, because of the size of the country, you're very limited in ways, and anything in Europe is very, very far away. And so I guess it must be very interesting for them to be able to tick off all these European countries, which I guess from at least Scotland's point of view, it's not very far of a jump. We had a really good day. We had a really wonderful day. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. The company of Ben and Bob was excellent. Made some good contacts. The weather, we were very lucky with the weather. So we were right on the edge of the weather front and severe rain. And I think by the time we got packed up and put everything back in the car, the heavens opened and we were very fortunate not to have got completely soaked. Big thank you to the guys at the Cairns Amateur Radio Club for being so inclusive and so welcoming to me as a complete outsider, and I guess just a visitor to part of the club. Big shout out to Steve and Bob and all of the members really for making me feel so welcome to the club, and hopefully I'll get a chance to go to another meeting with the club before we head further down the coast of Australia.